tough pill to swallow at a championship meet when you make a mistake that you haven't made all year, and it's disappointing. So hopefully we don't see anything like that.
So this is heat 2 of 2, the women's 1650 freestyle. Cece Jimenez Martinez in lane 1, a sophomore for the Union Bulldogs. 2 freshmen in a row, the first for Milligan, the second for the Bulldogs. Rosalie Wenham in lane 2, Monka Petrick, who we've seen tear it up all weekend long in lane 3. Riley Renaud, very, very impressive junior for Milligan in lane 4. The freshman Peyton Brady, another super impressive competitor for the Buffs. And then 2 more freshmen rounding us out, both from Milligan. Caitlin Williams in lane 6 and Kylie Mousty in lane 7.
This is definitely going to be a great race. They're getting up on the blocks right now, and we'll get these girls in the water.
We're off in Kingsport.
And I want to say, I want to keep an eye on lane 4. Riley actually is a junior from Milligan, so she has past experience being at this meet, swimming at this specific facility. Last year in 2024, she actually placed first in the 1650. So she has that experience. She knows what she did last year. She knows kind of how to control her pace. Again, if we're looking at her seated time of a 17:48.32, she's going to kind of have to hold to get that time around 1 minute and 4 seconds per 100 that she does here. So again, we're going to be tracking her pace. We will keep you guys informed on what that looks like. But again, Riley does have that notch where she is an upperclassman. She's been here before. She knows kind of what it's like to swim in this pool and to pull off a first place win for a 1650.
She's also our current record holder in this event, set last year of a 17:25.09. So we'll kind of watch that as we go along here with this long race, see if she's approaching that too.
Yes, and beside her, again, we have Monka Petrick from Union, freshman, and then she has another freshman next to her in lane 5, Peyton, a freshman from Milligan. So she has a couple swimmers that are teammates of hers swimming very close. Again, they have practiced together. That's going to help her a little bit. It's also going to help Peyton a little bit as well because she knows how Riley works. But again, she's surrounded by underclassmen, which is going to push her a little bit. Yes, does she have an advantage? A little bit. But again, freshmen also have a little bit of advantage too. They're a little bit younger. They don't know what to expect. Yep. They're going to put it all out.
Exactly. They don't quite know what they don't know yet. And in the swimming world, that can be a very, very big advantage.
I feel like a theme all weekend long has been the underclassmen coming in and tearing it up. And we've been saying this is the conference of the future. I mean, these freshmen are incredible this weekend.
They are, and we've seen a lot of freshmen coming in. And again, they're not just coming in and swimming in prelims, but they are coming and swimming back at finals, getting those fast lanes, the middle lanes, and placing very high, which is very impressive to do your first year of college swimming, being able to just focus, both being an athlete and a student, put the work in and grind. So again, it's absolutely amazing. They have multiple years coming to, again, just continue to get better. We see that there's a little bit of a separation between lane 4 and lane 3, but not by much. Again, lane 3, she's holding on to lane 4, and that will probably continue as they swim this 1650.
As far as pacing goes, looks like they're right on track for where they want to be holding. Again, many ways to swim a 1650 race as far as your pacing goes, so we'll see which method they use and which one pulls away when they get the chance.
And again, we see those their pacers, their card holders at the bulkhead, they are using those counters so they know what lap they are on. And we'll continue to see those counters help them with their pacing. Sometimes they will shake those counters up and down. They might sway them side to side. If they're moving those counters up and down, they're telling that swimmer in the water, hey, you need to pick that pace up. You're not going as fast as we know you can and that you should be going to get the time that we need for you. And if they move them side to side, that's saying, hey, whoa, back off just a little bit. We need to pace this out. You still got a lot to go. You're going way too fast. You're going to burn yourself out. They are huge in a long race like this.
And that's that mode of communication between coach and swimmer during this one. With your head in the water as much as you are in this one, it's very hard to get an idea because you don't have a clock that you can watch at the side of the pool. You've got nothing on you that you can watch. So that counter is your mode of communication to see where you're at.
Definitely. Definitely looks like Riley has pulled ahead about 2 body lengths. We have our lane 3 and actually lane 6 are holding pretty close as well. And then following would be lane 5. Again, still close enough in this race. It can go back and forth with leaders, and then they can fall behind a little bit. But then again, you know, you kick it in to your last couple of laps, and they can come out of nowhere with a sprint at the end and surprise us. And again, 1650 is in the water for women's, 66 lengths of a 25-yard pool, or if you want to shorten it just a little bit and look at it in laps, 33 laps.
That doesn't shorten it.
It does not.
That does not shorten it for me.
And a lot of these swimmers are using those different tactics. You know, can they look at it instead of looking at, man, I have to swim 66 lengths? Can they look at it in laps and make that just mental thought process a little bit different? Again, they might be splitting it up to, hey, I'm going to do hundreds, I'm going to do 3 500s and 150 at the end. So they all use different tactics, which is really cool to see. And I mean, in all sports, in running you see that, in track you see that a lot too.
And you can even see it with the counters. You may notice that some are counting up from 1 to 66, others are counting down. So it kind of depends on the swimmer as to what they want and how they want it counted. I always preferred when I swam these long events to go from 1 and go up and not go down because I'd get lost at some point.
Same. I was always 1 and up, and honestly, I just didn't even look at the card. I was waiting for that red at the end. And we still have a ways to go, but we're close. We're getting there and close to the halfway point. And Riley's still out in the lead. And she still looks very smooth in the water, really good turns. Underwaters are looking nice. I mean, she's getting still out to the flags. Again, we're not going to probably see a lot of kicking. Again, her legs are very kind of still in the water. She's kicking very, very little, but some swimmers are saving that. You know, lane 3 right now, she has a little bit more of a kick in her stroke. Riley might be saving that up for the very end to where her arms are dead. She needs to focus on that kick, and she'll kind of kick a little bit more, and we'll see that as we approach the finish.
Very important just to kind of have a steady, maybe a 2-beat kick or a 1-beat kick behind you here early on. And as Madison was saying, with the turns, with so many turns in a race like this, it is a chance to build some momentum to head back towards the other end. So you can't waste each turn that you get.
Yes, and they are definitely relying on those turns because those turns are helping them. I mean, really, it is kind of that, hey, I can rest my arms real quick for about 2 seconds, flip, and then continue on. So those turns are very important for these girls right now. Still looking really nice in lane 3 as well. Nice turn, still breaking out right at that flag point. Really smooth stroke. Again, not kicking as much, but that is typical in a 1650.
Yeah, Riley's got a nice, real strong turnover, nice long, reaching as far as she can, getting every distance, every yard out of each stroke she can get.
And right now in the pool, we have 5 freshmen in the pool right now. The fact that they were able to come in as freshmen, underclassmen, make it back to finals in such a long distance event is absolutely amazing for all of these swimmers in the pool. And I mean, including our upper freshmen, we have a sophomore in lane 1 from Union, and then as well as our junior in lane 4 from Milligan. These girls are tearing it up right now. It looks like we might be approaching that halfway point in lane 4.
And Madison, what did you say she wanted? We wanted her to average to break that record. What was it, 103, 104 per 100?
Yeah, per 100, about 104, 103-ish. Right now, she is seated time is 17:48. So, I mean, she's definitely going to have to pick that pace up if she wants to beat her record from last year. Again, she proved that she could do it in 2024. Can she do it again?
Just tracking her splits here. She's holding that probably 104, 103 threshold. So she may be right on pace to see if we can have a good second half of this 1650 to see if she can get that record again and improve her own mark.
Definitely still looking strong coming into this wall. Nice flip turn from Riley. Definitely have a crowd here for a 1650. I mean, looking at these bleachers, they are definitely full behind us and beside us. Really great to see the crowd that is here right now watching such a long distance event. And we're excited to have them all here today.
Really nice turnout. And I'm sure the gym, the aquatic center will continue to fill up as folks make their way over here for the rest of the events. But yeah, great turnout, and you can tell people are into it.
Yes, there is cheering going on still with this long distance event. We have teams over there cheering as well. I mean, people are definitely, you know, focused on this event. Who's going to bring this home for a win? Riley's still looking really good.
Yep, still
Very strong. I mean, her stroke really hasn't. We have not seen really a big change in it.
Nope.
Lane 3 from Union looking still good. I think she's definitely feeling it a little bit. We can see that change of a stroke just a tad bit, but still very strong.
Yeah, all of our ladies right now, all of them look very well. We're in the middle point of the race. Some are past the middle point, some coming up to the middle point. So this is where we may see some changes as far as more kick, more arm tempo to get through and get going a little bit quicker here as we head towards the end of the race.
And we can see lane 6 has definitely picked up that turnover with her arm strokes. I mean, she definitely is moving water. She is probably most likely chasing lane 3 down. And she knows, I mean, even though she has about a body length, 2 body lengths ahead of her, she still has that possibility of catching her. We still have quite a bit of swimming to go. So, I mean, lane 6, you never know. Is she going to be able to capture that second spot on the podium?
Again, that moving up in place, that's big for the team race.
Yes.
And that's just another freshman in this lineup. It seems like it's all freshmen. In lane 6 is Caitlin Williams from Milligan.
Definitely, and I mean, with these freshmen coming in, you know, for them to set a name and to set a place and going into next year, that's just going to help them. They're going to have that experience going into next year. They're going to know the tactics that they had this year, and they'll be able to use those next year. So it will definitely be interesting to come back in 2026 and see what they can do as an upperclassman and a sophomore. Still looking good. Lane 3 can definitely see lane 6 approaching on her. She has an eye on her. She's watching her on her heels. And can she just hold her off?
Monka Petrick, very, very good sprint swimmer. Surprised to see her doing the distance, to be honest, after she was so quick yesterday.
Yes, I mean, honestly, I am very surprised because even this morning in our first heat of the 1650 for women, we actually had a lot of mid-distance and 100 sprinters swimming such a long-distance event, and you typically don't see that. But again, a lot of these coaches are using the tactic of, I want to be able to put you in what I need you for. So you're going to train everything because, you know, if an athlete gets sick, if they get injured, they have to have those other options there to be able to get their team points and put them up for possibly winning a team award.
Yep, that's the nice thing about swimming. Try to have your athletes as well-rounded as you can, experience all the events. Obviously, they've got their key ones and the ones that they are really, really good at, but they can always have a second and a third option that they're still pretty good at and can score you some big team points.
Yes, and it looks like right here in lane 3 and lane 6, on one of these flip turns, we're gonna see
a change.
6 change out and take that second lead possibly from lane 3. I mean, and it could come down to the wire. They definitely see each other, but lane 6 has a little bit extra energy in her stroke and in her kick to get her a little bit of a lead. Very nicely done. And she is kind of breaking away from lane 3 at this point, about a half a body length.
Yep, she definitely made a move there. We'll see if she can hold that going through the rest of the way.
And very nicely done as well. I mean, she knew she was on her, and I mean, she just used that tactic of, hey, this is how I'm gonna take over that second spot.
That's Caitlin Williams in lane 6. Lane 3 is Monka Petrick. So that's one of the only head-to-heads we've got going on, because there's only 2 Union Bulldogs. There are 5 Milligan buffs.
Yes.
4 of those buffs are freshmen.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Yep.
It is incredible. And I mean, I know that they had a lot of seniors last year that they had to replace. And I mean, it's great that they are able to find some fantastic swimmers to come in and I mean, just deliver what they are able to do. Definitely makes it a little scary though for the other swimmers to see such young classmen being able to swim so fast.
Well, it's going to be a problem for these programs. They're going to need to find a way to keep up, stay competitive as these athletes become more conditioned, more efficient, improve their technique, and continue to shave off time.
Yes, definitely.
Well, and the competition in practice only breeds better success. If you've got a good distance group, I mean, I can't imagine what some of the distance practices are like at Milligan when you've got, 4 or 5 here in the last seat of the 1650 for women. They've got to be absolute dogfights at times with practice and swimming and racing there.
We are getting very close to the end here in a little bit. Lane 4 doing still a great job. I mean, she's going into this flip turn. It doesn't honestly even look like she has swam that far at all. I mean, really, her stroke has not changed whatsoever.
Wonder if she's going to start bringing in her legs a little bit more, because she's going to be turning, and we're going to be at 63.
Lane 6 still looking very strong there as well. I mean, her stroke is just, she's getting those arms up out of the water, but can she continue that for the rest of what she has to swim? Nicely done, nice turn from Riley in lane 4, and she's getting ready to get that bell. And what that bell means is, hey, this is your last lap to go. Bring it home strong.
17:10 on the clock. Her record 17:25.
And it is definitely going to be close. And if she can get back in time for that record. And her legs are now moving. I mean, you can see that kick and that turnover with her arms.
And notice she's not breathing as much either the last little bit. Try to speed it up and get into the wall a little bit.
Very nice. I mean, that final time in that split was a 29.74. I mean, a 50 after you just swam that far. Absolutely amazing. Her final time was a 17:33.42. She killed that. She did not break her own record, but again, I mean, she just placed first in the 1650 for women, grabbing those points for her team. We are going to bring it home for lane 6
as well.
Very nicely done, and we will see lane 3 coming in for Union. Very nice. Lane 6 came in second with an 18:06.94.
Caitlin dropped 24 seconds from her entry time on that swim, so very nice job for Caitlin Williams there out of lane 6.
Very nicely done. Lane 3 coming in third with an 18:12.97.
She had a good, she improved on her entry time as well, so very nice job out of those 3.
And again, those 2 that finished second and third are freshmen for Milligan.
Yep. again, they have a long ways to go in school and in swimming as well. I mean,
I can't believe Monica Petrick is this good at distance as well.
I know.
It's unreal. Relax.
Being able to sprint and distance is a hard thing to do, and she was able to claim that today. And the girls are definitely feeling it on the wall. They are tired, and they deserve that break right now.
Now, what'll be interesting to see, remember we had a heat of women this morning. Their times count for tonight as well, so they could end up into the top 8 depending on how these other 3 swimmers finish out here this race this evening.
Yes, because this is a timed finals event, so we had our our consolation heat actually swam this morning after prelims or during prelims. It will be very interesting to see those finals and how it's placed and who gets the final points. But we definitely can see that Riley definitely will secure a first place win for today. Very nice job from the women, and hopefully the men can now show what they have to kind of set the tone for tonight's events for finals.
The men's 1650 freestyle featuring Morgan Roselle in lane 1, a freshman from Milligan, a junior out of Milligan, going